Yeah, so let's begin the video. Today's video is about CAM cycle. It is very important cycle in plants, and its full form is cressolician acid metabolism. So this cycle is one of the most important cycles for photosynthesis other than C3 and C4 cycle. So I have made a video on C3 cycle or Kelvin cycle and another video on C4 cycle. So before watching this video, please watch those videos because otherwise you will not be able to understand this video well. So without wasting time, let's begin the video. So CAM cycle. Where is CAM cycle used? So many questions may arise in your minds. So basically CAM cycle is used in arid plants. Now why they can't adopt C3 cycle? Because generally most of the plants on the earth adopt C3 cycle because it is the easiest pathway to follow. So why they don't adopt C3 cycle and why they adopt CAM cycle? So the reason for that is that in arid plants they want to avoid wastage of water. For avoiding wastage of water, they need to keep their stomata closed during the daytime, because during the daytime if they will keep their stomata open, then there will be a wastage of water due to stomata. So during the daytime they like to keep the stomata closed so that there is no wastage of water. But at night they open their stomata, and at night there is not that much temperature, so there is less wastage of water at night. So if they will open in the day, there will be a lot of wastage of water. So instead of opening in the day, they prefer to open in that stomata at night. So then why it affects CAM cycle? Because we say photosynthesis occurs in the presence of light, and if there is no light, then how it will occur? So stomata, as we know that carbon dioxide comes through the stomata, and if stomata are open only at night, then how carbon dioxide will react with light and produce glucose? So that process, that is called CAM cycle. So I will now tell you in detail about CAM cycle. So basically why CAM cycle is used? Because it helps in conservation of water in arid plants in desert regions. It is used in various plants like cactus, acacia, baobab, or so many plants present in the desert region. So we will now discuss CAM cycle in detail. So basically there are two stages in CAM cycle. One is the night stage and one is the day stage. These two stages are based on the fact that stomata are open in night and they are closed in the day, as I have told you above. So what happens? Basically the carbon dioxide during the night the stomata is open, so the carbon dioxide enters through the cell membrane, through the cell wall. First there is cell wall layer, as it is a plant cell, and then cell membrane it enters, and then it goes inside the chloroplast. There are two main structures in plants that are required for this cycle, CAM cycle. So they are chloroplast and vacuole. So first it goes from CO2 goes from cell membrane and passes through cytoplasm and then go in chloroplast. There it reacts with PEP to produce OAA. If you don't know what these terms are, then I want to inform you. If you haven't seen my video of C4 cycle, then I will give you links in description. In that cycle, these two terms are used. So PEP reacts with CO2 and it is converted to OAA, or we can say oxaloacetic acid. So it is converted to OAA, and then this OAA is converted to malate. X. I have written X because there was no space available, so I have written X, and X we can say malate. So what happens basically? PEP, that is PEP, full form of PEP is phosphoenolopyruvate. So phosphoenolopyruvate reacts with carbon dioxide to form OAA or oxaloacetic acid, which converts it to malate. Now what is malate? Malate is a protein that carries carbon. It is a carbon carrying protein, or you can say carrier protein that carries carbon through the different organelles of the plant cell. So when it goes to malate, the malate is a 4 carbon atom. That's why in C4 cycle it is used, and we say it's C4 because of malate, because it is a 4 carbons atom, and that's why we name it C4. It is the same procedure in C4, but there is a little difference of day and night in CAM cycle. So what happens? That malate then goes to vacuole, and as we know, what is the function of vacuole? Vacuole acts as an osmoregulator or helps in osmosis. Other than that, it helps in storing various things like gums, raisins, and other products of the plants. And it is in some animal cells it is present, but they are very small in size, and they are also used for the same purpose. But mainly in plants, it is used for storage of things. So malate is stored in this region, in this vacuole. So this is the procedure that occurs during night, because we can't use sunlight here, as there is no sunlight in this region, so this mallet cannot be used and carbon dioxide couldn't be used. So we are storing that during night. Then what happens in day? At the daytime, when sunlight is available, let me draw sun, suppose this sun, and when sunlight is available to the plant, to the chloroplast, at that time mallet is released by vacuole and it converts into pyruvate and carbon dioxide. This is the same reaction. If you have seen my C4 cycle video, then you will come to know it is same reaction, exactly same reaction. So it gets converted into pyruvate and CO2. This carbon dioxide released now can continue Calvin cycle, as sunlight is available now, so it can continue its Calvin cycle, as sunlight was not available during the night time, but at the daytime when stomata are closed but sunlight is available and we have stored that thing in the form of mallet, then carbon dioxide is released during the daytime and then it is used for Calvin cycle. And then from the Calvin cycle it is used for production of glucose, as we have done in C3 cycle. It is normal C3 process is continued and is converted to glucose, or we can say C6H12O6. So this is the basic procedure of this cycle. Now what happens with the pyruvate? One more question might arise. What happens with the pyruvate? This pyruvate is a 3 carbon atom. If we say it 3C atom. What happens with the pyruvate? Basically, the pyruvate goes inside the chloroplast and is stored in the form of starch. My handwriting is a little bad, so please tolerate for this video. I will try to improve it later on, because I think so I will not be able to improve because it's a computer device. So it gets converted into starch, and this starch is stored again in vacuole. And then starch is used for various purposes. It is a storage, means a protein that we say that generally that glucose can't be stored itself, but it can be stored in form of starch. So later on this glucose will be also converted into starch, but here directly starch is produced with the help of pyruvate, and then it is double beneficial process. So that's why CAM cycle is very beneficial process, as pyruvate also gets converted into starch. So basically this is the most important step of CAM cycle. Then why we say crucellation acid metabolism? Why we say this? This is a name that is kept due to because this mallet is acidic substance. That's why we say crucellin acid metabolism, because it is revolving around an acid substances. That's why it is called crucellation acid metabolism. As we say OAA. What is OAA? Oxaloacetic acid. That's why it is called crucellation acid metabolism. So basically this video I have described about CAM cycle. I have also described about other cycles like C3 cycle, C4 cycle, light reaction and photosynthesis overview in my previous videos. And I think so it will be the last video of this photosynthesis playlist. So thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel and click on the like button. Other than that, click on the bell icon to get notifications of my future video. And if there is any improvement I can do in my next playlists, then please write in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.